welcome back. We have Scott Ashton and Victoria Carlberg with the Oceanside Chamber of Commerce. Scott is CEO and Victoria is Workforce Development Coordinator. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, glad to have you guys here with the Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
It's an important organization in our community. It has a great mission, right? It does advocacy, working to support our local businesses. And what an important time to support our local businesses, right? Last year and a half. Scott, what's it been like? What have you seen?
Yeah, so actually this year is the Chamber's 125th anniversary, so we've been at it for a while.
Yeah.
And I would say in the last couple of years, we've probably been more relevant and needed by our business community than ever before. Mm-hmm. So it's been a tough ride for the business community, but we've been fortunate to be in the position to really be able to help and provide a lot of resources for our businesses. And I think the biggest thing they've needed is a voice, somebody to speak on their behalf, and that's a role that we've gladly taken on.
Right, and speak on behalf of a number of challenges they might have. I mean, financially, but also staffing and all of those other things that go along with the business world, right?
Yeah, so as we've moved out of COVID, not that we're out of it, but you know, as we've moved forward and businesses were reopened, they found new challenges, and that was the staffing. And you know, while I think our economic recovery has really progressed well, I think it's been dampened to some extent by just the staffing issues, because we've talked with businesses that haven't been able to operate at full capacity in terms of hours just because the staffing isn't there. I think that is starting to resolve itself a little bit, at least in some of the businesses that I've been talking with.
Great, that's good news.
Yeah.
You guys are doing a lot of workforce development activity, right? Tell us about the Rising Star program that you're just implementing, just starting this month. Tell us about that.
We are, that's right, CJ. So out of the call to action for everything that's been going on, this program, Workforce Development, was developed at the Chamber in this position that I'm in now. And then it just seemed like a logical conclusion to bring the Rising Star program to Oceanside. A couple of our local chambers of commerce do have the program. So we've brought it to Oceanside starting in November, and we're making it our own. It honors a high school senior at one of our Oceanside high schools for just not necessarily being, you know, they're not the valedictorian, they could be, but it's a student who's really, who's gone through a lot, and their accomplishments are being honored and recognized, and we are seeing them as rising stars shining in our Oceanside sky, so it's really remarkable.
So kids that have faced adversity.
That's right.
And you are honoring them, and you're doing it monthly here, and working to support students with their development and their success when they enter the workforce.
Absolutely. I think they've been through so much through this pandemic, and it's continued, and a lot of things have really been stymied for them. Their social development, obviously, if they were exploring a career, everything kind of stopped, and we're trying to help get them back on track. And so this is really one way to do that with this recognition program for them, and everyone hears their story, and it's been so far so uplifting to hear their stories and just be part of that that village to encourage them along the rest of their journey post-high school.
It's so important that we support our local students. It's so important. I'm so glad that you're doing that. So Scott, tell us a little bit about your podcast, because I want folks to know about that too. You're doing things for high school seniors. You have an amazing podcast that you're doing right now too.
Yeah. So we had wanted to do a podcast, and we were just trying to figure out the logistics of the type of equipment we would need to get for our office, and then COVID happened, and Zoom happened along with that, and it became evident that Zoom would be actually a great tool for launching our podcasts. So we did that last fall. We did our first couple episodes, I think around last September. And it was right around election time. The Chamber had just endorsed candidates, so we did our first couple podcast interviews with our city council candidates that we endorsed. And Then we did a project with Cal State San Marcos, their senior experience. And so we had a group of senior business students helping us in developing and furthering along our podcast. And they came back with some great tools for us and some great ideas that we implemented right around the beginning of this year. And if you look at the earliest of our podcast episodes versus what you see now, it's night and day because of the help that those students have had provided us.
Yeah, our amazing local students, right?
That's right.
Yep. So if people want to learn more about the Oceanside Chamber of Commerce and the work that you're doing in supporting our students and businesses, where do you want them to go?
They should probably go to the Rising Star webpage on our website. Would that be the best place, Scott?
Yep, for the Rising Star program or the podcast, or just to be able to link to anything else that we're doing, just oceansidechamber.com.
Oceanside Chamber, and that's running across the bottom right
Yes.
now.
Yes.
So great. Well, thank you guys so much for being here from the Oceanside Chamber of Commerce.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.